Right.
Here we go.
Anyway, welcome. Disco Saloon, Season 3, Episode 2. It's been a fucking minute. That's what it's been.
We're back.
We've been
We are
struggling,
so fucking bad.
but we are back. And we're just going to try our fucking best. Let's be real. I've not got fucking funny nicknames because I've just no fucking bothered, because that's kind of my speed. So I'm joined by Jay to my left. He's in the corner. He's my main man in this operation. We've got Carl McKeff. He's next. I do it 1. And we've got Bradley. I do it 2.
Yeah.
Came up with nicknames in the spot because it's super easy. Right. But anyway, we were chatting before we came on air, as it were, and we were talking about a bit of Black Mirror. Jay was saying he's fucking watched the newest season.
Wild to the moon.
So maybe Guy's like, no spoilers, favourite, least favourite, and then we'll maybe dive into some favourite Black Mirror shit, because we were cooking on that chat just before.
Wow. Right, what season is it? Season 5? No.
I think it's season 7, man. I thought,
man, I'm smoking fags.
I couldn't believe it was 7 seasons.
Anyway, so favourite episode is called Eulogy, and it's got Paul Giamatti in it, and it's like you can, like, if you've got photographic memories, you can, like, they've built a thing that you can, like, live through them.
That already sounds cracked.
At that point I'll need to stop, because
let your brain run wild with that one.
Because even if I say anything about it, it'll kind of ruin what's going on, so I'll just keep it at that. Paul Giamatti is fucking mental in it.
He's so good.
He's
I love Paul Giamatti.
See Sideways, wow.
I don't know. My least favourite is that. What is it? USS Calico? Callister. Aye.
It's like a second.
It's just because it is like an hour and a half long, that one. The other ones are kind of like smaller, but that an hour and a half, you're like...
Is that like a similar premise to the first one? Because the first USS Callister episode is peak.
I like that first one, the Star Trek kind of one.
I didn't mind it, but it's just like a direct sequel, which I think means it's the first sequel Black Mirror episode.
I think it might be, because I kind of think it too.
Which does mean if they start that...
Is my man running out of ideas?
So anyway, it is good. I would say at least half the season's worth watching. There ones you might be like,
So worth to shoot. How many episodes is it?
Is it 7 or is it 10?
I think it's 7.
I think it's 7. Because there's that hotel review one. 6?
Aye.
Because there's the hotel review one, then there's that 50s black and white one, and then there's one with Chris O'Dowd.
Well, when's the black and white one? Is it Bet Noir?
Aye, that's a noir one. Aye.
Must be. None of us free just for him to hang in. Me, McKeff, Bradley's not seen it yet, so that's...
Not yet.
Now that Jay's saying it's actually kind of worth it, I'm going to check it out.
Specifically for that eulogy.
Because I love Black Mirror. Well, I used to love Black Mirror, then I didn't really bother for the last 2 seasons. Because it was too squeaky clean. Like, I liked the grittiness. Like, I liked the proper, like, hard-hitting
I don't think I've
drama.
watched it last season.
I was looking through the list. I was like, I didn't watch any of them. I think I barely watched the season before.
I think I watched last season. Is that the one where the one that was set in Scotland with the American last season?
I did watch that.
I watched.
I watched
that Scottish one was quite good.
There's so many goated episodes though.
Is there an episode for no? Is there a answer for what the best one is, or do you think there is one that is the best?
That one with that guy for Servant is up there, man. Where you can watch back of these like memories and stuff.
Because the tension in that, because for me that episode's up there purely. I've got like a thing with like seeing TV shows where that obviously like what's happening, somebody's waiting to find out, and the anxiety builds, and like, obviously with that episode it's fucking like you can something bad. He's going to see something bad eventually. He's going to see. It's kind of like checking your partner's phone when you suspect them, and you're almost certain that you're going to find something. That imagine that anxiety. Except it's not just seeing text messages.
It's actual how they like their actual
it's like actual, like in that specific episode, it's like actual seeing like the guy that's, and it's fucked, man.
What's that called? The Entire History of You? Is that what that's called?
And that's my man. What's he called? Sean. And Servant. Sean. If you've not seen fucking Servant, by the way, Apple TV peak. Bit peak. Weird. M. Night Shyamalan produced.
What's the ginger woman's name again?
What, Dorothy?
No, is it Dorothy?
Aye.
His wife?
Aye.
Is that kid?
Aye.
She's so peak, man.
She is peak.
She goes off the rails, man.
So good. But that episode of Black Mirror particularly gets me. But like, but ones that I don't like. I don't like the Miley Cyrus one.
Oh, I hate that episode.
Like that one really tickled me.
It was a bit of a tough watch. Like, it just felt like it didn't feel like I was watching Black Mirror. It felt like I could see how it ends with her like playing in the rock band and all that. Like, this is the music I really like. I was like,
Disney
this couldn't have been the guy that does this, that wrote this. It couldn't have been.
That was when they switched over to the American producers, though. That's when it switched over, and it was like, fuck.
You can pure tell, which is crazy. It felt like, see, when the like obviously the In-Betweeners, and then they fucking made a US version, and
with the same jokes in that. They were saying like wanker American accents,
and it just Disney and it had an aura of that.
I don't think this is the best, but I think it deserves a shout out because it's interesting. Bandersnatch, because that was it. I've not seen Bandersnatch.
Have you not?
I know.
You like play it?
I know. I've heard. It's the one. Other than the new season, it's one episode I've watched.
These why date tonight.
It's good, man.
I actually really enjoyed it.
It's Poulter in it. Will Poulter.
And she knew that I've done that module in uni, interactive filmmaking. Knew I ken how fucking hard that is.
That is cracked.
That is fucked today to even think about doing that.
It's super fucking
How many
strange.
endings does it have?
There was quite a few, because there was loads that ended early. Like, there was ones that built up, and then, like, I think there was I don't know how many alternate endings there was, but there was a few.
I think there was some like 18, but I think the paths to get to all of them were like completely different as well. I remember seeing a flowchart of all the guy had worked it all out, and it was like, fuck Spaghetti Junction, man.
It was like, even just as like a social experiment to like get cunts fucking involved in that was quite cool. And it drummed up a lot of buzz and everything else, but it was quite cracked because you were like, your choices. But then I think when you had made certain choices, then that affected the story for before. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but it was fucked, man. Like, it was pretty cool. It was like a standalone thing, wasn't it? It wasn't
It's the first kind of interactive TV show, wasn't
it? Kind of like what DVDs used to be like when you get the DVD extras.
It was making me think a game I used to play. It was called Ray. And used to there was
that the wee guy
it was almost like a South Park like edited, like the wee figurines, and you would choose like a path for him, and it was like who he was going to kill, and at the end he basically just slaughters everything, but it was like kind of funny. Like, I mind being like 13 in school playing Ray on the computers, man. It's so good. If you've not played Ray, man, go on it. You don't move anything, you just click a story, and it's like, shoot this guy in the head or shoot this guy. It's brilliant, man.
But basically it's Bandersnatch, except you're obviously watching bits. There's a bit of this there with cereal. I'm sure you pick the cereal you want. I was like,
it's like if you put milk in it or something.
Oh, you put milk in?
Is it that deep? I think one of the
that.
options is Frosties. I'm sure it is.
Wow. Right, I'll need to go now, man.
It's proper weird, like, and you could sit and probably take you like 2 hours or something, maybe a wee bit longer to
like complete it.
To at least one of the thingies, and then if you want to do it again.
Ooh.
Which is fucking cracked, man.
I think my go-to Black Mirror episode is the White Christmas one, because I've never felt that way watching something.
Is that the one with John Hamm in the place with the guy?
Yeah, he kind of work out what the fuck's going on. He's like, what's going on here? And then, like, we all love like a wee disturbing film in this podcast. Like,
of course we do.
Like, we could do a full season just talking about films that made us feel terrible. I have
that Lake Mungo, man.
I have
That's a bit eerie, man.
I have never felt so terrible after watching a piece of media, even after Threads, even after like fucking that fucking
that one you were talking about earlier,
Irreversible and all that, man. Like, see, after watching all that, like, I've never felt so fucking bad.
I think there's something about Black Mirror, but because it's no like, see if you watch something like fucking Martyrs, right, and it's like,
like Martyrs, man.
Right, like, see if you watch something like that, but and you're like, right,
Ramses,
this is
man.
fucking bleak as shit. It's horrendous. Nothing means anything. Fuck the world, right? But Black Mirror, because it feels so much more like it's high tech and all that, and it's like obviously. But there's something about it that does feel like, no, I can get with, like, I can feel that almost in my soul. Like, when it comes to like that episode with the cheating and fucking all that kind of stuff, there's a human element to it, and like you can feel the cunt suffering in that one. And then obviously at the end with John Hamm, when he fucking like, because is he doing that as a task, Oh, aye, because he ran an
That's
operation.
his punishment. Because that's his thing.
He teaches guys how
because it was like he was like a pickup artist. So that's another thing. Like the social commentary on it is so like spot on. Like they're picking up on like these like weird subgroups and then exploring it using the technology and that.
What season's that?
Oh, I don't know.
2, I think.
I think it's a standalone one. Do you know that? I think they just released it by itself.
You're right. Because it's a wee bit longer. Isn't it?
I think it's like a full length like feature.
It has quite like the kind of like the arc, because it's obviously you introduce the two and then you obviously presume John Hamm's on like the better side, but then as it goes on you're like, oh no, they're both kind of fucked. Because I can't remember what the guy that was there, what it was that he done, but it wasn't nice anyway.
It's Kevin. It is Black Mirror's like one of the things. It kind of just like metaphorically, like I'm not even meant. It physicalizes like our device use. Do you know what I mean? So like John Hamm being a pickup artist, like you maybe get somebody on a YouTube video or like an Andrew Tate or whatever, but he's never actually like communicating with folk, being able to see what they can see, you know, that kind of stuff. But like folk will read folks' it's like taking that next step. Do you know what I mean? And obviously the kind of technology they have, it's about being able to like go into folks' minds rather than just. But like that episode where the guy can watch his girlfriend cheating and he can see her actual actual eye socket record. It's more like it takes the imagination out and it makes it physical. Do you know what I mean? If you're talking about like somebody looking at somebody's phone, like you're imagining it, but you can actually see it. So it's like physicalizing folks' thoughts, which is correct. So it's so clever. The writing's brilliant as well.
Really so well written, man. Like we were talking about that Shut Up and Dance one before we went on air, and it was like what you said when we were recording was like when you see the ending, you watch it from the start again, and it changes everything that you see.
Recontextualise it, and I think
completely.
A good few of the episodes are like that, where it's you don't get the payoff to the end, but then it's almost worth your while to go back and like when you do a rewatch, you know what happens at the end. Like they've got that rewatchability because you understand it better, you feel the tension better. When you know what's coming, it's you like
pick up like wee small things.
It's like uncertain once you know at the end, and then it's like the Chekhov's gun. It's like that. It inserts itself once you get to the end. Obviously, a lot of films have that. But
what's that one where a guy kidnaps somebody and he's like, what is
Smithereens? Smithereens, the one I just got.
The one in the car.
He's trying to meet the CEO.
Aye.
He said, no, I need the CEO because, what is it, he can't get access on his phone to what is it, he can't message somebody.
It was because he crashed the car where it was like scrolling his phone, was it no? And he ended up killing somebody. That's why he does it. Is that no?
Oh, maybe I'm. See, there's a couple of episodes that I'm getting mixed up between. Because those ones about all the relationships, I'm sometimes like, what happens in that one? I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever that one is, Smithereens is the one, but where he does take.
He takes him in, and the police are speaking to him and all that on the phone. But he wants to meet the CEO because because the guy made an app, and the app done something.
He got addicted to the app. I'm sure.
No,
and because he couldn't put the phone down, he ended up killing a wee
so
guy.
He's get the CEO to like.
I don't know if that's a spoiler. I think that's maybe a spoiler, by the way.
But if you've no sob, come on, man.
Aye, fuck, some of them watch it.
Aye.
Aye, but I think we can probably spoil the older ones, just know the new ones, because that's
like the Goat one, the fucking national anthem one with the Prime Minister shags the pig, which was before the whole David Cameron thing. But then it turns out the guy fucking killed himself, like the guy who was taking the princess hostage, whatever the fuck it was, killed himself before the TV thing like aired. So whether he did it or no, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Mental, man.
But that's
so bleak.
That's how they're like hanging the death. What it does, you watch it almost any of the episodes, and you're actually like, I'm kind of happy I exist in the real world, you know? It's got that, but then it's also very much mirror to our world. It's just obviously exaggerated a bit, fucking wee bit of satire in there as well.
What's that one we were talking about with the 80s thing with the two
San
women?
That's probably the most heartwarming one.
It just made me kind of feel nice. It made me feel like, oh, this is cool, and the aesthetic, the music.
What was the premise with that? Was that folk had died?
They were in like a virtual reality where they could either go into the past or go to like a different area, and then like I think it was kind of like that upload that you were speaking about, where their families can pay to keep them there or something like that. So they were pure old, buying to get into this machine to go into the back, go back.
They go back and they fall in love and all that.
And then I don't know if it's like they end up in a house together, or they're thinking about meeting each other in the real world, but they're both like old and one of them like can't see or something like that. But it was like quite like, oh, this is how technology could be used in quite a good way.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
A bit nicer.
It was gorgeous. The soundtrack in that Clint Mansell was fucking phenomenal, man.
Some of it was brilliant, man.
Am I right in saying there's one? Because I'm sure, see, when I was starting writing that script about a guy that works in the museum, I was like, I think this is just like this Black Mirror. There's another Black Mirror episode where a lassie goes to a museum and it's like, oh, fuck. I can't even remember what the fuck happens. I just remember this lassie goes to a museum and it all ends up going fucked because there's got like, there's some kind of tech that's in the museum and it like,
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I can't.
And that's one I maybe skipped by.
No, it's Black Museum. It's called, and where it's like a woman.
Out in the middle of the desert. And it turns out that guy's like trapped in the box, and that like folk come and watch him.
Aye.
And then, like, you can talk to him.
They get to execute him. You get to, and then he comes back. Aye.
Is it not? It's a dad or something like that. Sure, it's a failure or something.
I know it is. Aye. And she's there to actually take the collector guy down because he's collected him as a bit of property. That's what it is. He's got. He's so like,
good, man.
Aye. But the thing that Black Mirror defo deals with in like a really good way, and it's probably the bit that's most scary about it, is if there's a way eventually in the future for our consciousness. See if it gets to the point where MRI scans are like just like they're just everywhere, like because right now it's super expensive to MRI. We can't. I think we've maybe mapped a couple of brains. Like I think we've maybe mapped a couple, like the neurons and the patterns and everything else. But see if it gets to the point where that's mass produced and we can do that and we can take somebody's brain state as it is and then convert that into a code, like into a consciousness. That's no pure. Like, it is pure, it's high sci-fi, but it's no actually that far. AI is getting a bit kind of fucking hairy. I don't know how far that will ever go, but we're defo, like, it's not out the realms of possibility that in 100 years, like, we could be immortal digitally. I think that is,
What
like...
is that? Do you remember when I told you about that website on the dark web, and it's like a butterfly, and it's something to do with... So it's a butterfly flying about in a screen, right? And I'm almost sure the chat is where it's like somebody's took out like fucking like somebody's like dead folks' brains. It's weird as fuck, man. And they're like hooked into the butterfly. So the butterfly's like I don't even know, man. I sent you. I would need to double Google what it is.
Sure, that's not a Black Mirror episode.
That's what I'm saying, but this is like a real thing. This is like a
what? So like the remaining brain waves are like controlling the
butterfly. So what, somebody's going full like bound somewhere, controlling a butterfly with their nearly dead body.
Oh, that's what it is. It's so it's actual cells. It's human cells.
Sorry, Aston Villa.
Sorry, Aston Villa.
3-2
against PSG, and they're getting bet 2-0. What's that against score? Wait, is that?
Aye, so it's
5-3.
So they're trying to replicate the human brain.
Aye, so that is going to be what I'm talking about. It's like a company or whatever that's trying to do that, like or a foundation or whatever. So they are actually trying to do that in real life right now.
Right now as we speak.
See, with some things, just kind of leave it, man.
Aye, no, that's
maybe let's not try and do it.
But that's like we should probably like see the whole fucking AI thing, like, and it's fucking useful, right? But I saw like an argument against it. The argument against it is pretty much like, part of being a human and existing, it's no like knowing everything, it's knowing how to ken the thing but still come across as competent. Essentially kenning how to bullshit a cunt, like like learning how in certain situations and you read a fucking like you've got an exam or you've got a test or something comes up at work, something that's kind of important, you've no done the work leading up to it, but like we could all fucking ham our way through it somehow. Like we would just be like, right, we'll pick up on like this bit of information, that bit, we'll make a good guess, right? It might be shite, we might get into bother, but we'll not be incompetent. It might just look like we're a bit fucking daft or we didn't understand it or something. See if you've just grew up on ChatGPT and every time somebody asks you a question, you ask it and it tells you, and you need an essay and it tells you and da-da-da. You're never ever going to learn how to, like, in the face of conflict or an issue that you don't understand, how to just wiggle around it. Because you won't always, well, technically you will be able to turn to your phone, but it's like a human skill that we develop through, especially in school, when you don't do your fucking homework and you get something planted in front of you and you're like, do you know what, like, see, I never studied for any of my exams. I would look at our shit the day before, but I didn't fail them either.
No.
Because I learned how to fucking just ham shit up, like, in a weird way that came across like, right, he kind of gets what's going on here. But you can't do that if you're raised on AI.
No.
That butterfly thing, I've actually just remembered what the trap is. Wait, there's theories folk have said, so these cells that are like making this butterfly fly or whatever, folk are saying that if any of these cells have got any consciousness, they would think they're a butterfly. Like, that's the chat what folk are sort of arguing against it.
They're hitting that fucking...
Yeah, that's Shang-Ju or whatever his name is.
Shout out, like.
Shout
out the Taoism.
So aye, man, they're trying to fucking create fucking brains out
That's
here and
crazy,
shit, man. But aye,
man.
if any of these cells had any sort of consciousness
Within them, aye, because obviously we
crazy.
don't. That's like the one thing. Obviously, when we're saying Matt and brains and working out this thing and that, we don't have a scientific explanation yet for the
Code thoughts.
the center of consciousness. We don't know.
Aye.
Like, as far as we can tell, it might actually be a whole body fucking thing. Like, not just brain. It might be like gut and all your body put together creates your consciousness. We don't really know. Obviously, they reckon the fucking brain, but I don't think like there's a hard like paper that says this is what, and everybody agrees. I think it's a bit. That's where you can get like the universal consciousness model, which we spoke about before, and like. Aye, Mace cunts are like, that's a bit of hoo-ha, but see, realistically...
Right, I've found out about the even
Jay's
deeper
doing that
trap.
rabbit hole.
This is even deeper than I was actually saying it is.
Man.
You can rent out brain cells that are grown in a petri dish to do stuff for you like AI. So it's an AI model that's rented out brain cells for a petri dish.
Feel like did folk or folk that have took
No, it's just
brain?
it's just that I don't know how they're getting the brain cells. But that, so the thing on the dark web is the butterfly,
Right.
But the other thing, that place is where you rent it out. But folk have done the butterfly thing on the dark web or whatever, and folk are like,
Through the cells or
you
whatever.
can imagine folk doing mad
aye.
shit there.
So you can rent out cells for a petri dish to do AI stuff for you. That's fucked.
So aye, they'll start to, well, if they can bridge that gap between the brain and brain matter and then AI, and then they can hang it, then we're like literally a couple of steps away from consciousness then, right? And that, if we circle back, the consciousness thing then is, see if there can be more than one conscious version of me, right? Like, and I don't need to be fully cognizant of both parts. It one can be digital, but one can be me, right? But see as soon as we do that one time, like, it's fucked, because if I commit a crime, my punishment could be that I get to walk free, but their version of me has to suffer forever.
Well, that's like
because within that context, infinity does exist. Like, within
That's the strength theory.
we're hitting
Aye.
a severance there.
and then severance.
Severance,
Like,
if
getting
you're
into-
hitting consciousness too wide.
like, and that, like, see, once we start, like, that's where, like, because I get it in the past, they're like, oh, don't make computers, you don't play God, right? But this is now got to be playing
aye.
God if we get doing that. And that's what that Charlie Brooker's essentially been writing about that for like however long, 10, 15 years. Like, he's been
Black
banging
Mirror's
this.
Warrens,
He's
man.
been banging
Warrens.
this drum that we shouldn't go down this path because it's only going to cause suffering, whether it's to our physical selves or different versions of ourselves.
Ken, when you were talking about AI and it got me thinking, and I was thinking about, see, the most human thing in the world is like failure and mistakes,
Aye,
and falling down and learning back up.
learning.
See, when
Aye.
you get ChatGPT and you get all these different methods of like no needing to put in the work, that is what makes you less human. That's why we've got fucking social anxieties for the roof, because folk don't communicate like a human anymore.
Aye.
They communicate like robots online.
Aye.
And then if you've got AI to do everything for you, the whole thing about being a human is that fucking we evolved for fucking animals that had to do the chase, man. Shaved apes. We used to have to do the chase. If you want to eat, you have to chase. But now there's not even a chase to communicate. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So see, when you take it, no wonder we're all fucked, because we've lost the idea of what being a human is.
Actually, I saw a thing that's quite similar to that as well, where it was like sort of, I don't know, relationship advice. I've got hundreds of shit on my Instagram because it's all fucking lovey-dovey shit, right? Anyway, it was one of the things,
We're
but
being
was like,
told who we are, man.
it was somebody making the argument that, like, see if you want to communicate with somebody properly, that isn't just like a hello, how are you, like the very bare bones. Like, see if you're having a disagreement or whatever, do not do it via text. Like, because if you like see how many ways you can interpret like X amount of words or one sentence just through text, because you don't get tone, you don't get like the delivery, you don't get facial expressions, you don't get a cunt's eyes, you don't like, there's no emotion in a text. But see the amount of cunts that will only text. Like, they'll no phone, even voice notes, they'll no fucking shoot a voice note.
Well, me and Lauren have kind of got a hang with it, because in the past we've kind of felt, and it's probably my bad, because I'm not a good texter. I'm like a person. But it's like, because, isn't it like 80% of like actual communication or is non-verbal?
It's
Do you know what I mean? So if somebody texts somebody, you can take it, you're right in any way. So I always think, if you're going to fall out, you're going to have a disagreement or a discussion, but then make sure it's together, because you'll just end up, you're just talking to the words on a screen. Do you know what I mean? The idea that you come up with, man.
It's super strange.
And it's that easy. Do you know what I mean?
It's just another thing that falls into this tech fucking, like, the world that we're in. Obviously, phones are the main fucking
thing. It's a new
thing.
limb, man. It's a new world.
It's and we've fucking wax lyrical, that's the wrong word, but we've spoke about it to the end about social media and its effects, and like we've like, because it's crazy, it's all very crazy.
It's mental.
Did you ever watch
as well?
Can you were saying about Charlie Brooker? Did you ever watch his screen wipe thing? That was how in school I used to fucking love this, man. At the end of the year, he would do like Charlie Brooker's screen wipe of 2014 or whatever it was. He used to do them like intermittently, but the end of the year one was so good, and he would just talk about like the full year in the world, like everything, all the stuff that was in the news the full year. He would start after like January and get through to December and talk about like any newsworthy things that happened, even stuff that you didn't really know about. Like, remember there was like horse meat and fucking shit. Like, he talked about that, but then he talked about political things and inventions and all that shit. It was so fucking good, man.
It sounds good.
Because it was that, what's that woman called that does that? Is it Kunk on? She does like Kunk.
She's in a lot of
She was in it, and so was the American guy, Doug Stanhope. So it would sometimes cut to bay for them, and they would like do their fucking chat or whatever. But it was, oh man, yeah, you can still get them on YouTube or BBC iPlayer. They're too good, man.
That does sound like it would be good.
I think was it a Channel 4 thing? I think it was a Channel 4 thing, is it not?
I thought it was BBC iPlayer. Maybe it was Bafe. I think maybe it was Bafe, because that's how he ended up doing Black Mirror, I think.
I thought for ages that Black Mirror was like the actual title was like a metaphor or whatever for like the reflection of us and how it's dark, but it's actually just your screen.
It's like
the Black Mirror, like that telly there. It's like you're looking back at yourself, but it's just the Black Mirror of the technology. It's
like the monoliths in 2001: A Space Odyssey are meant to be like the screen. So like
when are we talking about that? 2001, man.
So that isn't a spoiler, because it happens in the very first second of the film. Is just the start's just a noise in a black screen, and that's meant to be as if. So in the film, obviously, there's bits where civilizations come in contact with the monoliths. But the state of the film is just a black screen with a noise, and that's meant to be you coming into contact with a monolith. The screen is the black monolith for you at that time. That's fucked.
Ken that Kubrick, man. No. Because I watched that Eyes Wide Shut last week. It was 11 o'clock. I was like, I'll put it on. I need to go to bed.
I think we need a Kubrick episode, man.
No, man. Defo Kubrick. I'll be there, and I'll rinse the rest of the films. I've only watched like half of them. I've not even watched Barry Lyndon. I've not watched Paths of Glory. What else have I not watched? I've saw The Shining.
Have you seen Dr. Strangelove?
No.
Oh.
And is it Peter Sellers?
No fighting in the war room.
It's meant someday when I was at uni and I done that short film.
No fighting in the war rooms.
He'll never see this, but shout out Rob Gaynor. He was doing a film degree. He was my director. We done a short film. Rob Gaynor. I don't know what he's doing with himself, but he was cool. But he told me to watch Doctor Strangelove.
2001 AI shit, I guess. HAL 3000.
He was just so ahead.
He was sentient technology. It's wild.
Kubrick's a spaceman, man. He was
beyond.
Shit,
he was beyond.
Was 2001 based on it? Was that a novel? Or
it was like a science fiction book.
So they wrote the book and the film at the same time. So the guy that wrote the book helped write the film. They were basically doing it adjacently.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting, because usually what happens is they'll make the book and then they'll make the film like 20 years later or something.
It's so mad that some of the sci-fi like has changed, but it's probably like modern sci-fi is different to old sci-fi because we now have an understanding of what the future looks like because we're here. But like, there's still things that they said back then that we'd still be like, oh, that's futuristic. Do you know what I mean?
Aye,
It has like FaceTime in it and that.
Aye,
Like,
FaceTime's his
wild,
daughter
though.
for the space station.
Like,
I just wish her happy birthday.
There's
And
no
that's-
that much changed in like
That's
60 years.
crazy, innit?
What do you mean you're phoning
So
video
fucked,
phoning?
Like, seeing like
Video.
Imagine
for a
that it's
start,
1960, whatever, man. and folk are doing that.
1967.
7, wasn't it?
The
And
year
it's
before
like-
the moon landing, if we can believe in that.
If Kubrick can do it, they can do it.
Kubrick filmed it in a
Is it
fucking.
no,
Sounds
is
in
it
a
no
room.
kind of similar to Lord of the Rings, but I guess as well, where it's like everything after 2001 basically was because they couldn't avoid being that type. There has been a lot of sci-fi stuff that's tried to no do that, and that's usually where it gets
Aye.
quite good. But basically, any famous sci-fi thing after 2001 basically is just like the same
Because
thing.
Interstellar is very
Aye.
similar to 2001.
Any space film, man.
One that's maybe different than sci-fi that like I always shout at it's fucking Arrival, like because
Aye.
but it's because it's not a film about aliens, it's
And
a
it's
film
not
about
in space.
and it's not in space, but it's a film about language, and that Villeneuve fucking he cooked, man, like he cooked on that. But it's no like no, there'll probably be stuff in it.
I was
that's
going to say
similar.
that big ship does kind of look a wee bit like a
It's kind of got the hangy.
Looks like a
Aye. And then I suppose the room that they go into, like the big fucking like the screen and all that.
Which is so mental that it's so hard to avoid because it's the same about Lord of the Rings. It's like anything after that.
Any medieval anything with a
Fantasy.
fucking horse on a field is Lord of the Rings. Any cunt called King anything, Lord of the Rings. Anything with a fucking orc or anything bigger than a dog, Lord of the Rings.
It's weird. It must be weird to be somebody that creates something that then becomes like, and it's not even pop culture because it kind of extends beyond that. It's like into all aspects of society.
There must be an archetype for every. Because see the medieval, like King Arthur, it must be like where Tolkien was like, fuck, I am doing that, but let's put fucking eagles the size of houses in it.
Make hobbits.
Well,
man.
what's the
Aye.
thing, the Lion King? What's that meant to be?
Hamlet?
Hamlet. And,
Aye.
aye.
There's
So like,
archetypes for everything.
aye, like
We
they've all
studied
got
it.
their hangies.
You probably, I don't know if you'd have
Aye,
studied it.
like because they're hundreds of Shakespeare
Oh,
things.
man.
Aye.
Well, it's the it's like the whole thing with the hero's journey and all that. There can only be so many different stories. Like really, if you break down everything, there's only like 12 actual narratives like ever.
Well, that's what I was about to say. My dad always used to tell me that every film was The Wizard of Oz, but I guess The Wizard of Oz is also everything ever, where it's like people on a journey to a dangerous place.
Aye.
It doesn't need to be people, it can be anything.
Aye,
But basically everything ever is just something or some person going to some dangerous place or something that's dangerous to them. Like, every single bit of thing ever is just that.
Well,
Like,
any story is somebody going
Shaved
somewhere
apes.
and wanting something and them trying to obtain it, and then them finding out either why they really want it, why they don't want it, or if they get it or no.
I guess that's
And
why
if it changes anything.
why we're human in it, because that's
Aye,
I,
basically
what
what
we want.
suppose that's human, like that's
Aye.
our story, like as
Aye.
things that exist, like we basically just we want something, we go somewhere, we try and get it, and if we fail, we go back, replan, and go again.
I'm sure
'cause that is being human.
I
I,
watched
suppose.
an interview and it was Aaron Sorkin, the guy that done Social Network and all that. And he was talking about how you write characters, and he just says the first thing's like, right, what do they want? How are they got to get it? Like that's the two things, and that'll just drive the dialogue completely because you'll be able to know somebody that talks a certain way because they want something. If they want something, like that's what makes us who we are. Our personalities are based on what we like and what we want. Do you know what I mean?
maybe we need to meet aliens that don't do any of that and their scripts are fucking
'cause-
something
but-
else.
Aye, there's
But
a
like
different.
a character could be somebody that doesn't want something, so what they want is nothing.
But
But they still want something.
See,
Do you know what I mean?
that's what I was going to. I was
I want
going to
nothing.
say, see how like different types of art depending on like the culture that you're brought up in. So like if you were raised in like a commie block in Russia or fucking like whatever, how different would that be? But then like I also think, like see if it was like making a film, I think it would still, it doesn't matter, like because humans, at least as far as we're all concerned, it is just like it's like a goal oriented like existence. It is just like what's it like we. How often? Well, except when you're touching grass, or you're gonna. But then you're gonna touch grass,
but your
like
goal-
because you
your-
want to touch
Aye.
grass.
Your goal is to know have one.
Aye,
I think that's where the world is fucked because I think you need to be able to go out and touch grass and just like that's just it.
Aye.
But it's but then you need to see it's like a paradox thing because you need to go out to touch grass. But see if you can get to the point where you go and touch grass and it's not even as if you're doing it. It's almost like breathing. It's just like a second thing. I think that's. But then I guess breathing's doing some bit. Holy fuck! What,
No,
eyes being open.
I'm sure I watched the video, and I don't know if you've watched it, but it's like this guy that it's no like the Dalai Lama or whatever, but it's somebody kind of like that, and like he basically said that anything ever is a paradox. So it's like somebody saying, "Oh, I feel crap," but it's like I feel negative, but I feel positive that I feel negative.
Aye.
And see when you just start peeling it back, like folk would come to him with issues, and he'd just say they're hanging, folk would like blow up their mind. It's like the thing with therapy. They say whatever the hang is no the hang. There's layers on layers.
I actually haven't been touching grass recently, and I can feel that I haven't been touching grass recently. So I need to go back and touch some grass.
I need some grass. We're hitting that gym Thursday, man.
Aye.
Then we're hitting grass.
Kermit's too funny. I was saying to Shannon the day, I was like, no, right, it's time, man. I've got money there. I'm paying the gym membership. It's happening, and I'll be back, man.
Aye, I'm wanting to look like that touching grass. Honestly, I can't even be fucked on with touching grass again because it just keeps doing the same path. But
Get lost.
it's mental how we're in 2025, but and folk are still like, no, this isn't me putting down like depression and serious mental health issues and stuff, right? Like if you do have that, then don't touch grass, touch somebody that you love or like the doctors and stuff like that.
Touch the doctors.
Or maybe don't touch them without consent, but see
Touch a doctor's carpet.
See if you're thinking, right, I've no got like depression or I've no got this thing that's holding me back, I just feel a bit kind of shit and I keep doing things that make me feel shit. I can't believe we're in 2025 and it's just like no touching grass is the option.
Can a big
Aye,
thing.
I'll just no do it.
It's sit in your room and wallow in it type thing.
I'm
Which I
telling
do all the time, but
It is good, but I think folk would be actually amazed if they went. I swear to God, see if I was a fucking doctor, man, I'd be like, right, what I want you to do is see the next day where the sun's rising somewhere. I want you to get up as early as you can, go to a fucking hill, watch that sunrise and touch the wet grass and tell me you don't feel it. I'm just saying the same thing I said last 2 seasons. Like, oh man. But like, I'm telling you, I would prescribe that.
That would be your thing.
I think that's what happens. Somebody becomes a GP, they've done 8 years at uni, they're like, I'm going to help folk, I'm going to change the world. They get one person coming in, doctor, can you what? Why no? Anxiety. Right, cool. Why do you not try this? Then it's 500 folk in the same day saying the same thing. By the end of your lap, just take fucking propanolol, mate. See you later.
Well, I think what you need to do is rent out fucking as many buses as you can for Stagecoach and go, right, we're all getting in this bus today.
We're going
and
to
I'm driving you to the middle of neighbour and I'm just going to fuck you out in a field, man. And I want you picking about in the dirt for worms, I want you flipping out rocks, dipping your toes in the water, man, and you're not doing anything today except that.
I literally an 8-hour shift just finning who can fin the best rock.
Aye.
Right.
And I think Hefty would maybe
Who's got the podium finish with a stick finding?
Who fin the biggest stick? Come on.
I think it is touch grass, but I guess that is also that childhood thing. Like, don't lose that kind of. Whoever the fuck said that.
I think we need choice of purpose. That's a bit like see like the neglecting of tasks, right? I'm going that a different way here. but do you get when I say it? Because the last few days I've not been great, right? But I'm no joking. I cleaned that kitchen. I done a washing, right? And then I sat and I was like, I'm worth something. I done something. This is quite good. Why was I in a wee mini rut?
Aye.
And it's like, honestly, see that, like, it's that way. See that thing you need to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what it takes. Even on a small scale, like, go the wee walk. You know it might be a wee bit scary going outside and going the wee walk. Because it is sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know if I go outside. And it's not even anybody's got to do it. You're no fear at anything. It's just, can I be bollocked going outside?
Do I want to?
I'm telling you, it's the same as you're saying. Go outside, just close your eyes, take a breath, do a wee walk. I'm telling you, you'll feel at least 1% better than you did before.
Aye. Like, I think I'm just keen to promote that it can be easy to just start the movements of doing it. Like, and I ken folk can go to a walk that listen to this. I know it for a fact.
Defo.
And I do this I do this all the fucking time. Every cunt in the world does this. And don't get me wrong, there is single mods out there before Waynes that do not have time to go walk. But see when somebody tells me they're busy and I ken for a fucking fact they're not, just go a wee half an hour walk. I've not got time for that. Your ass. Because I ken you're doing that for an hour.
I've seen you in FIFA for 7 hours. I've seen it.
And then maybe if you date once, you might date again. Who knows?
Aye.
Don't know. Change your life. Don't know.
That's why it's kind of hard to say that you don't, because everybody's got different circumstances. You don't want to say that.
No, it's
there is
not going to cure
responsibility,
cancer or something.
but like you are in control of your life. Like actual you're in control of your life. Yeah, I'm telling you. You're, unless you're in a basement with a gun to your head.
If anything, they probably could use grass a wee bit.
Aye.
Fuck
and probably some water.
So I quite like the episode where she gets.
That's crazy.
This is why we couldn't rate supermarkets, man. Imagine trying to rate supermarkets now.
We had a full plan.
Fucking Sainsbury's good meal doing that. Aye, never. Nectar
We
points,
actually
aye.
did, didn't we? We had a plan.
So we do have like 15 minutes if you want to just say your favourite supermarket.
Tongs for me.
I'd probably just say Tongs because when I stayed in Inverness, it was the closest one. When I stayed in Bamboo, we had the closest one. And now that we both drive,
kind of the closest one.
No touch the Tesco in about 3 years, man.
I don't go in
it's
Tesco,
kinda hard.
man.
No, really.
No.
I do like Tesco just because the meal deals. I think it's the best meal
It's the
deal.
freshest one. I think.
It's
Just
the-
get something
it's
They've
the
about
best
it.
started doing
one, I
that
know.
Japanese thing, that Itsu, and with the fucking
What,
the
sushi?
sushi and that. Aye,
Sushi.
the sushi.
I've been on that sushi. Maybe
I'm
not
one
the
of those
Tesco
I'm
one.
one
but
of those fucking katsu chicken dragon
Kim Else
rolls,
is
man.
good as well. The like Iceland food warehouses, the one that's next to
Oh,
TK
that
Maxx
is
and Kelly.
goated,
Aye,
man.
that's got everything you need. And I mean everything, like because it's got all the TGI stuff and all the good food
Aye.
and shit,
See,
man.
Kim,
popcorn chicken and
I've
that.
been seeing but a lot
Right.
like his fucking Shannon fucking sits and scrolls, and I don't watch TikTok, but I'll watch her on TikTok. Like I don't know what that is, but I feel less bad about that.
Aye, because then your brain's not getting cooked because you're not the one doing it.
Aye,
You're not in control.
I'm not
mate.
the scroller.
It's just
I'm-
shaking hot and smoke.
But I keep seeing like every video. There's two things in it, right? In fact, actually, I've got a salient point I want to make. But the first one I want to make is it's like obviously every second video is this viral whatever, right? So and see the amount, there must be like 20, 30 different things. Viral M&S. Hang right, and they're all like, let's go to M&S and get the viral whatever, and the viral that, and the viral that, and I'm like, fuck up, man.
See if you look at
Like, shut
see
up.
a lot of M&S's like business model and the way they do stuff.
Aye.
Obviously, like because TikTok and that's like became so fucking popular.
Aye.
A lot of shops are trying to go into it, but what you're finding is M&S is one of the ones that's
They're
really
at-
benefiting from.
They've cornered the market.
They've
I think,
cornered
man.
this, like going to M&S specifically, these viral things. They always sell out of shit, and I'm no fucking joking. You folk will come in and buy like 10 of one thing just because it's viral.
Aye.
They've
Fuck.
got it down to a fucking T, man.
Do you mind?
Everything in M&S is
Aye,
viral.
they
stuff.
don't
aye.
have to date, they just need to release it and that's it. Some cunt will fucking talk about
I'm
it for
telling
them.
you, Kim, it's viral and it should be viral for that M&S. See the fucking fucking chocolate finger of Claire's, man. Wow.
So the-
I had two
Well,
the day, man.
the new it's the speckled eggs, the speckled egg cookies. Sorry, you can't get the speckled egg cookies because
Do you know-
every cunt their grand's saying go and get the speckled egg.
Viral
them.
speckled egg
Actual
cookies, you
Christmas
mean?
with the crack.
I had them at the weekend and they are fucking unreal.
Mate, I'm not,
so good.
no, I've just heard about this. Right, so I was there at my mom's house last week. Right, obviously me and Aaron's get the same mob, but our mom's house. And Ken went folk are doing. See Dubai chocolate.
No, that was my next point. That was my next point.
They're selling squares of Dubai chocolate a $5 a square. It's
no.
not fucking chocolate.
No,
Square.
right.
It tastes good, but a $5.
Wait, no, 'cause that-
my mom bought 2 bars, £40. She ordered them £40 for a bar of chocolate. Don't
No.
be putting it in the back of
Right,
schools,
so
man.
this is what this was
Fiver!
my salient point was that Dubai chocolate,
Mate.
right? Dubai chocolate is just sports washing for women, like that's
Mate,
what it
it's
is.
mental.
Aye, mate, moans
it's
them.
sports washing for women. So obviously, like all the Arabian whatever, they're buying the best players so that we fucking give a fuck about the league. They're now making a chocolate that women fucking choke for, charging a premium on it
Aye.
because it's coming all the way from Dubai, and then they're like, Dubai must be great. Look at the chocolate.
Ken Julie, man, I was there, and she was saying she went to Lidl's, or I think it's Aldi or Lidl's.
They're
that was
doing an
doing
ice
it.
cream.
No, they're doing that Dubai chocolate.
Aye, they're doing right. Dubai chocolate ice cream.
My mom was in the job at 10 in the morning. 10 in the morning. Ran out. Need to buy chocolate.
Kim, it's quite good. This can bring you back into M&S. See when that, I mean, this has been going on for about a year now. It must be. It's been going on for a while now.
You're actually at the fourth
and
one.
See, bring you back round to this M&S. See when that first started, it was last year sometime, I can't remember. M&S already had a hang out called the Big Daddy Bar, right? And it was almost like Dubai chocolate. So when that started coming out, folk are like, if you're wanting an alternative that's kind of similar, get the Big Daddy Bar at M&S. It was like £6.50. It was like that, like that thick. And it, honestly, it was there for months and months and months, and it was like you'd maybe sell like one or two or whatever. Then all of a sudden everybody's talking about it, and shops had zero for months. You just couldn't get them, and it's like that. Aldi and Lidl have ice cream now.
Mine Prime is £4 a bottle.
It's so funny to me that it's like, this is the way that Dubai's going to convince cunts to forget about all the human rights violations and all that. Like, I wanted to make a video about it, but then I was like, I will piss off so many cunts. Like, if I say
so many folk joke for Dubai chocolate.
Because
you would get blacklisted 100%.
I'll be put on blast 100%. What, you don't like it? It's like, I don't mind it. I tried it. It tastes like hairy chocolate.
It's not like fucking mental.
It kind of does. Kind of
weird.
good.
It tastes like a horse's tail chopped up and then put in chocolate.
Can you no fucking wrong?
Right, and it's like, it's fine.
It
like,
tastes like Shreddies.
Shannon spent £6 in a bar that size.
No,
like that's
it's
£6,
man.
and then I saw them in the post. They £14 in the bars like that, man, and I'm like, what?
Kim, it should be a challenge, but right, like the ice bucket challenge, a viral challenge. If you could buy a Dubai chocolate bar without putting on your fucking Snapchat story, or your Facebook, or your Instagram story, because it won't be fucking £6 a square then. Because that's what folk they'll go. I've got Dubai chocolate. Folk don't want to taste it. It's not for the taste.
And it's
Ken
folk
will
got
not
Dubai
want to see you
chocolate.
ostracised for TikTok, but I need that video.
I know. I might actually do that.
Because the feathers could be ruffled quite nicely. Some folk will back you up.
You understand the point I'm making, but in the sense that,
like,
it's like sports washing. I don't know what the word will be for that, but it's the same thing, because it's like, it's just a near thing that Dubai's like, and it's like, maybe they made that chocolate before, fuck knows, but you bet they've pumped millions to make sure that goes viral, so that Dubai is now associated by default with a chocolate bar that cunts love.
That will be.
Nobody is stoning gay folk.
Because what
Do you know what I mean?
Because what they had
by a
was
fascist dictator.
what they did was they did have something that was like the pistachio and that, but now what they've done is just went, like, folk have kind of found out this taste, so like now they've actually named it like
Dubai chocolate.
It must be some sort of Rory Sutherland fucking marketing thing. The one must be like, it's like a kind of
he's got that Rory Sutherland guy's got a video where he says like, what was it? Chips with shit on it, like never used to sell, but then they called it loaded fries, and suddenly everywhere's got loaded fries, and everybody buys it because it's got a name. That Dubai chocolate probably wasn't called Dubai chocolate. It was just a thing that they sold, and it was pistachio cream. Fucking whatever, but then they went, let's call it Dubai chocolate, and then that's it. Boom, constantly.
The name that sells.
I want to go to Dubai just to get the chocolate.
I forgot about that loaded fries thing. That's unreal, isn't it? So if you done chips with something tappy, some folk might get it, but they wouldn't get it because they couldn't like tell.
They could just say that I got this thing, but
that's why M&S is sub fucking big now, because now you can tell folk, I went to M&S and got the whatever bar,
the speckled eggs,
the speckled egg cookies, or the fucking, they've got new crisps and that now. It's so that you can say to folk,
I got this.
Because that's what do we love more than nothing else? Telling cunts what we're doing and buying and eating.
Fucking fed and stop talking about it. Honestly, stop telling me.
I'm folk are at the point where cunts are getting a house and a mortgage and getting married. Getting married to folk that don't even like, just to tell folk they've got married, put it on their Instagram.
Oh man, it's crazy, man.
How have we been 25 and years, but how can I know just eat something?
I know how
go to the shop, buy it, and I don't have to feel the need to. Because I didn't know. I tried all the Red Bulls and tell you, and it's like, just got this.
I got a case kitchen when I was rough, and I couldn't no send it to you.
See,
but then we're on the chat going,
but that tastes better than the food. See you fucking saying.
It's like that Spotify rap, isn't it? It's like I mean, there was like I don't use Instagram.
Strava jogging.
I'm listening to a song by the Cribs. Folk are going to love this. my 40 fucking followers on Instagram are like, oh, he's cool and edgy. He listens to the Cribs. That's what it's like.
I still find myself doing that, and I'm like, bro, man.
so varied, man.
Wow. And then you put your Spotify rap. Everybody's listening to say, who cares, man? Who cares? But you got there, aye.
Maybe we're just salty as hell, man. I've said Strava jogs, you've said fucking Spotify Wrapped.
I'm written
Maybe
into
we'll just
Dubai
fucking-
chocolate, man.
There's a lot to unpack.
Maybe
here.
we're just salty, man.
Kevin,
with Dubai
is because
chocolate.
we've not released the Disco Saloon t-shirt yet that's going to be sold and every M&S and it's going to go viral. I'm telling you, man.
It's the next White Fox, man. I swear
Mate,
to
I'm
God.
telling you, Disco Saloon with a wee barn on it, pink and white, I'll be there. And I say to Aaron, see when you drive into Glasgow, right? When you drive into Glasgow, there's a bridge. Folk were hanging stuff off about Elon Musk saying, fuck, beep if you hate Elon Musk. I was like, beep, beep. I don't have any views on Elon Musk, but fuck him. But I'm wanting a fucking bedsheet at Disco Saloon. We're selling t-shirts. Fuck your Dubai chocolate. Next thing you can.
Hold on. What are you talking about Elon Musk for then?
Because there was a sign at the bridge in Glasgow.
But what's that got to do with the Disco Saloon merch?
Because I'm going to go to the bridge with a bed sheet and put at Disco Saloon and then say, if you don't buy one of these, you're a prick. That's what
Do
I'm going to
you know what? I don't know how long it would take for the police to come up and tell you, but you could actually, get 10. How many bed sheets would that take you for you to write at Disco Saloon, buy your
You could
t-shirts?
do it with
Fuck Elon Musk.
I'm not attaching myself to
You can't-
Elon Musk. I'm
you
just
can't-
saying that was the location of the bed sheet.
No, but what I'm saying, but you can't fit that on one bed sheet. Fuck, what size your bed sheet?
Mate, I'm just putting one bed sheet at Disco Saloon, buy here, and it'll be like a 40 a t-shirt.
No, I think we need to get Elon Musk involved. I think it needs to be at. I think it needs to be at Disco Saloon.
We need the virality.
It needs to be at Disco Saloon, and then it needs to be buy your t-shirts. Or listen to Disco Saloon, buy your t-shirts. Fuck Elon Musk, beep if you hate him.
No, Kim all day. We'll go
The full
at
record
Disco
of it.
Saloon, free bar of Dubai chocolate with every t-shirt sold, and then we'll just know Dubai chocolate.
We'll repost your Spotify Wrapped in your Strava.
Surely one else can make Dubai chocolate, man. I would put your Spotify wrapped on a Disco Saloon t-shirt.
Just feed me fucking Cocoa Pops, kelp, and fucking shredded wheat, and I'll shite you at a fucking Dubai bar. You know what I mean? Anyway,
I do want to go to that bridge and put at Disco Saloon podcast, but it's like that thing with the leaflets you were talking about. The leaflets. I want a bed sheet
Guerrilla
in
marketing.
Glasgow.
why did you not just go to that bridge and shite off it?
I can put at Disco Saloon on my ass. Just sit there, man, squatting like that.
The hat above your crack
Aye.
and Disco Saloon.
We're almost as good as the shit coming at my holes. Hole. Not get two assholes. Maybe after that KFC I had earlier. We always do end up talking about shite.
Aye, so I do call it the episode where she like runs out and everyone's like filming her with their phones and that. I do think that's like.
But we not just living our own Black Mirror episode, like just
Aye.
four guys on a couch fucking doing a podcast moaning about Dubai chocolate.
Aye. It's 4 white guys sitting on a couch doing a podcast, kidding on their know every ass. Fucking
Aye,
ape on this spinning rock.
Every
Okay,
group
man.
of 4 white males, man.
Oh, it fucking cracks
Every
me
You
up,
meet
man.
any four, you meet any four group a quad group of pals
were-
they've got a podcast.
We were actually going to talk about supermarkets there, and we didn't.
Right, to round up, we're just 4 guys that will every air hairy muscle in this doomed fucking meat, you know. Right.
We're going to
You
change
used
this.
to get boy bands, now you just get podcast hosts.
Aye, no,
Oh,
you
man.
literally do, man. But I mean,
Anyway, I think we're up about an hour,
Justin
so-
Timberlake
Aye.
pipeline to Beanie is fucking phenomenal, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was listening to the other day. That's the Mother Lover by the Lonely Island and Justin Timberlake.
Oh, fuck
and they
yeah.
say that the song's like, oh, I forgot to get my mum a birthday present, and they're like, oh, same. No, a Mother's Day present. They're like, why do we know Shaggy Chill's mothers? I'm a mother lover, you're a mother
If
lover.
that's cut
We should
suit.
fuck each other's mothers.
Crazy.
Fuck each other's moms. I'm telling you, it's a beat, but
right, we're going to wrap. We'll be back. And well, for you, it'll be immediately 10 seconds. Right. Anyway,
2.
back in a minute. Right, welcome back. that was 15 minutes and a snout for us. Probably 10 seconds for you. So we are back. This is the choke of the week 2, and the fucking the individuals choke, I suppose. The specific choke of 2. So I think what we'll do is we'll go to McKeff first. I think we maybe went you first last time.
First last time.
But I'll get to you. I'll go last because fuck knows what I'm going to talk about. But aye, right, over to McKeff.
Aye, so you may remember from the last episode, my choke of the week is Wu-Tang member of the week.
Woo of the week.
Wu-Tang. We need to get into some of the Wu-Tang lore at some point, not tonight. But
we'll get deep in it eventually.
Because it's fucking so good, man. It's honestly so good. I love these cunts, apart from you, God. And so this guy this week is Capadonna Cappuccino. He's sometimes known as Capadonna. So he's like a weird kind of little in-between member of the Wu-Tang because he was in jail for most of the time.
Right.
So he missed the first album. And then he was in jail for the whole time. I actually don't know what he did, but they never had him. They knew he was pals with him. He was actually the mentor of You God. He was the guy who taught him how to rap, not well. And
Joke of the week, hating You God.
So he was in jail for a long time. So he missed the original album. He's not on it at all. But then he appeared on the second album on the main posse cut, Triumph it's called. So we'll get to that at some point because it's insane. And it was a featuring Wu-Tang Clan featuring Capadonna, but then he got introduced into the group around about 2004, 2005, but in time for the third album, the W. So then he's a kind of weird in between, but he is now an official member.
Yeah,
and he's pretty good. He's pretty decent. He made most of his appearances on Raekwon and Ghostface Killer, who will both get into the 2 members as well. Mainly made his appearances on their solo records and stuff, so he's got a big part to play in all that. I think he's more of a dude rather than a musician.
So he's was a guy.
He was the dude in the studio who was telling him this sounds great, that sounds kind of shite, and he was the guy who was just kind of sound and made it all kind of good. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
So he wasn't the full on musical artist. He was just he was almost the taste maker of the group. I've also just found out here that his name stands for, so his name's Capadonna, which stands for Consider All Poor People Acceptable, Don't Oppress nor Neglect Anyone.
Fair play.
Did not know that.
Capadonna.
Found that out 2 seconds ago.
Do not mind that.
Nice dude then. Good dude.
So yeah, top verse is probably his verse in Ice Cream, which is a great song. It was a big record for Raekwon. He's got the third verse. He says some insane bars in that. He says something like, "Oh baby, I love you the way I love my dick size" or some shit like that. He starts going kind of crazy with that shit, man. So, and he says something like her ass rumbles the ground like thunder or some shit, man. It's wild. He starts going kind of bars, man. But he's just a bit of a dude rather than a fully fledged fucking rapper. He was in a group called the Theodore Unit as well with Ghostface Killer, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, so move to a member of the week. I'll go short on Capadonna because he's not the fully fledged member.
Yeah.
And I do still like him, unlike You God. I was more of a hate listen last week, man. I actually listened back and I was like, oh, aye, fucking hell. There was some there was definitely some I don't know, some
cutting
deep line trauma, fuck, oh my god. But Capadonna seems like a cool, chill dude, just a dude. I think he fell out with us actually, so I don't think he's in the Wu-Tang anymore. No, I don't know. I need to go back. I need to go visit that. Anyway, Capadonna, Wu-Tang member of the week. Number 2.
Wu-Tang.
I swear to God, there will be members that I'll get to and I'll be like, wow, somebody shot me.
You'll get to glaze them like a yum nut.
Somebody please stop me, man.
Love a yum nut, man.
Stop him glazing earlier.
Ken, man, fuck sugary donuts, man.
Glazy.
So, Wu-Tang member of the week. So, well, I pass on it. You got a choke of the week, Bradley?
I think I've kind of got one.
Do you want more time or do you want me to pass
No,
it?
I can go.
Spit bars.
We go.
You confident?
So my choke of the week, and I was only thinking about this maybe yesterday,
2 minutes ago.
is driving. because I love
did last
driving,
week.
man.
I
driving
like
this
how
week.
he was saying earlier, he's like, I'm going to do the Masters, and then he was
I know, I was a joke. That was joke of the week. Come on, that was the joke of the week. No, I driving. I just love driving.
Driving's class.
Aye, very lucky. I don't know if
that's
I've,
your touch grass.
that is my touch grass. I go, I put some tunes on, maybe scream for a bit like at a song, maybe talk to myself, maybe stare at the sky, maybe tap the wheel in a certain way, but like, nah, I'm alright, I'm cool, man, I'm driving, that's cool. But I choke for driving, and I don't know if I've mentioned it before on the podcast, but it took me 7 times to pass. It took it in my life for like 3 years, and actually I had an instructor that I done like 14 lessons with, then COVID happened, and then I didn't go back because I didn't like the criticism. So what I done was to pass my test was I went out with my mum a few times. She just didn't like that I was driving too close to the curb, so couldn't do that. And then me and Aaron ended up just going out. So Aaron actually was my driving instructor technically, and I don't think he taught me anything. He just let me drive for 2 hours.
I was just there keeping quiet.
Aye, but it was kind of vibes. It was cool.
Make sure he wins the end up in the head.
Aye.
And like there's a
So sorry, except that time when you were adamant with one of your field tests that you wanted to drive back
aye.
To Ayr to the Arnold Clark to return the car, and I was like, it must have been the 5th fail or something. I was like, just let me drive, like let me drive back, because like emotionally,
To be fair, I was heightened.
like
aye.
you were hanging, and you're like, no, like I'm driving. I was like, right, cool, and then we nearly hit a bus.
Aye, we did.
And
that bus.
a bus was pulling out and Bradley didn't see it, and I was like, there's a fucking bus. And then he was like, I'm sorry. I was like, it's fine, just spin. And we had drove by the Arnold Clark and that, man.
Aye. If you fail a driving test,
Aye.
even if you do pass, your emotions are mad. You probably should let the
So
other person
did
drive.
yous nearly hit a bus, or did a bus nearly hit yous?
I think it would be Bradley's
It was
fault.
my fault. I should have waited by him. He indicated and he was pulling out, and I tried to squeeze by him. Well, I did squeeze by
Aye,
him.
he did,
Never
aye,
hit the
but
bus.
a bus was fully like there, and Bradley was like, fleeing
Aye.
by him, and I was like,
I must have been in that pure ego drive, man. Just like, I can't fucking drive. Fuck these instructors. It's their job to tell me if I can or can't drive.
He was here trying to be Ryan Gosling.
Honestly,
Aye,
man,
he was hitting a
I
drive.
was wearing that jacket with the scorpion on the back.
it was peak, but we enjoyed it when you finally fucking
Aye,
passed.
because I think because the journey was so difficult for me, Aaron was just kind of there. I'm surprised. Aaron just kept going. Like, because I kept going, I've got an air hanging book. They're like, alright, cool. Like, Aaron was so unfazed by it. I don't know if he actually was
I
phased by
know.
it, but
I'm unbothered. See when it comes to shit like that, I'm like, do you know what? It doesn't really cost me anything to just be there.
you basically just listened to tunes for 2 hours.
I'm just like, right, cool. But and then like in my head, I was like, right, eventually one of these times he's going to pass. I'll be there. It'll be a nice moment. That'll be worth the fucking like the time. So, and it was good. And I was there for my wee sister passing her test as well.
Aye.
Me and her were greeting because she ran out howling. And I was like, oh fuck, she's failed. And she was like, passed. And I was like, oh, did you?
Did you name your car?
It's Patricia. Patricia
stripper.
Patricia the stripper for the Wombats. My favourite Wombat song. Patricia the Picanto.
Oh, right, aye, that
Don't
makes,
mind
Aye,
that makes
Picanto.
I think I've named all my cars.
I don't think.
Patricia?
I don't know if mine.
Patricia was my first.
Mine doesn't have a name, and it doesn't have fully blown
That's
up
kind of
tiles
like that
either.
song.
Aye.
I'm telling you.
Oh, right.
Aye. Well, it's almost fitting then in more than one. Kind of cool way.
When you're calling it a hooker.
Patricia.
It goes so hard, that song, man.
It's so good.
Let's. I'll come back to my experience of passing the test because it was a good moment. But what was the name of your cars? And then I don't know if you've named your cars, but
Can't remember if
My
I did.
first car was called Daniel because I grew up with a boy called Daniel Corsa, and it was a Corsa.
Mental.
fair enough.
Corsa. Your second name was Corsa.
His dad was Vegana, so
Ooh.
Corsa.
That's
Not,
wild.
not spelt the same, but like
Oh,
so
right. I
like
thought you meant
Oh,
spelled
was
the
that
same.
K?
I was like, what the
I
fuck?
with
Spelled
a
with
K
K.
and it ended in H.
Could have
I
been
think.
one of the funny things where like folk feel like countries that aren't like the Western countries, and it's like they see something and it's like, oh my Wayne's called fucking Pinto or whatever, like a Pisanto.
It's like that Wayne that was called Bishop Briggs and all that.
Aye, like see when it's like they just like obviously it's not their first language, so they're just that looks cool. It's like, your Wayne's called Fusilli. Sweet. No bother. Not that I've met him like that in real life, but I see it online sometimes.
Aye, so it must be real.
It must be. Would the World Wide Web lie to me? Fuck knows. Surely not. Right, anyway.
Next caller. Name?
Next one was called Wiley because the veggie plate was WYL, and then that car there's called Tank.
Men hearing this information for the first time.
Mind blowing.
I would just jump straight back in. This is
It's
so
really quite riveting chat, actually. It's exhilarating.
Sounds like one of the comments, one of your TikTok videos, man. I'm sure somebody commented, like, it was us laughing about my grand's bush or something. Somebody said,
Aye, riveting chat.
riveting stuff, lads.
Crazy.
Cheers for the engagement.
Big thumbs up for you, pal.
It's a little part for you, pal.
Give one of them. Too good. Fuck cunts that comment, but also
Fuck you.
keep it.
Fuck you,
That's fine.
Aye,
the
fuck
good,
you, but keep doing it.
aye, the good
Aye.
ones. Never stop. Comment 10 times. We love you. We love you.
Riveting
This is how it
chat,
goes to
man.
my fans.
To finish my choke.
Hold on, mate. I'm just trying to right. Sorry.
Oh, I know your
I'm just
comments.
writing the brain. The brain.
So you had the blue Pinto? Was it a Pinto?
Silver Clio.
Cleo.
Cleo, man.
I think it was called Clio.
That hang scene.
Why?
Or maybe
Why was it called Cleo?
It might. It could have. I don't remember what it was called, but I do remember my Uncle Scott had a silver Corsa and it was called the Silver Bullet.
Oh, fuck. In fact, my Wiley was actually called the Sheep Slayer at one point because I killed a sheep. Aye, the Silver Sheep Slayer. Aye,
You
that was
did
a
that
thing.
lamb factory?
Aye, I
You'll need to at
smashed a
some
sheep
point
to
talk
one,
about
that's
that
fine.
fucking silver Clio, man.
Oh my
Aye,
god,
no,
that
that
should
was
be a
peak.
joke of the century, man.
I maybe
some
actually see what but I
Aye,
might
go
do it.
for it.
I'll
No,
do
go
it,
for it.
right. Aye, but let JD's choking and I'll just talk about the Clio
Right,
because it was peak.
Can I finish my hanging
Aye,
angle?
aye,
Right. So it was called Cleo. You get any more names before we go back?
What did I have after that? A silver Corsa. No, that was my Moz
What about the
Corsa.
blue? Do you not have a blue Cleo?
Oh, I had a blue Clio.
Was that
no.
called Abandon?
I get left at the Belfield shops.
Fuck knows where it is now, but
That's crazy. In fact, no,
Did you
no.
go back and it
no,
wasn't there one day?
No, that was the aye, right, I'll go into that story when I do my choke of the week.
Aye.
But the blue one was the one the exhaust fell off 2 weeks after I got it. I didn't even take it a test drive because I was too anxious. I agreed to $5,500 of finance and I never even took the thing a test drive, man.
To be fair, I didn't test drive my car.
I was just like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be alright. No bother. Let me just drive out of here so I don't need to talk to you anymore. You can't get me out of here. So I don't know if it had a name because the exhaust fell off and then mind I was driving it and it was pure fucking loud because that's what happens.
Aye.
That was cracked. And then I had a silver Corsa after that was my Moz and don't think it had a name. Abandon's too funny, but we'll get into that why that joke
I
is
will
funny.
let you finish while we try to shut up Impossible challenge.
No, right, what we'll do, do you want me to do my joke of the week then? No, just do
Aye,
the
you
fuck.
will.
Aye, fuck it.
Right, aye, fuck it,
Are
right.
you still want to finish yours?
Aye, I was about to tell you. Yeah, that's it. I might talk about a nice moment with you, mate. It's my brother and driving instructor.
Tell us.
Where did you pass?
What?
Where did you pass?
Irvine.
I'm telling you, it's to try it. It's important. You'll never finish
The
with
land
that
of
story,
the
mate.
roundabouts. Ken, there's more runabouts and planets up there in Irvine. It's actual mental,
No,
man.
East Coast Bride is so much
Aye.
more.
Eastgate.
Classic jokes, man.
It's crazy
It's
for
not like
runabouts.
100,000 million runabouts. It's got 100,000
Million
traffic lights at the runabouts, man. There's 100,000 traffic lights per runabout. More runabouts and stars, man. It's mental. But aye, so in the seventh attempt of me trying to pass my test, the guy that failed me, the first test I ever done, it was a kind of young guy, was the guy that was doing my test again. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to fail again. But again, in the car, Aaron was waiting at the test centre, and I said to the guy, can I just call out everything that I need to do? Like, everything that I see, right, I'll go left, put the indicator, or everything. He was, aye, whatever you want? So I done it. And I'm not joking, it made it so much easier because I was just like thinking out loud. Then I started speaking to the guy. I didn't like it, but I came back and I was like, I can't even get it would have fucked me there. There's usually something that fucked me there. I was like, I could have done that, could have put it there, whatever. And then the guy said, no, Brad, it was quite a good drive, a few minors, but no majors, so do your ringing. He's obviously doing about 50 tests a day. It's just an air day to him. And I'm actually like, what? Actually, this time, and then I started greeting, and I was like, I want to hug you, and he was like, no, I'm really happy for you. The guy was clearly just absolutely feared at this point. I've got tears in my eyes, but of joy. And then I don't know if were you at the window, like jumping, trying to look to see what was going on?
I obviously I'm not that tall, so I couldn't really see, so I was getting hot.
So obviously I said to the guy, I'm absolutely buzzing. I don't know if I showed Aaron the test certificate, like they passed it.
I think you done that.
I done that, and Aaron kind of came out, and then he gave me the bit of paper, and I was kissing it and all that. The guy must be like, what the fuck, man? Like, folk just like be a normal person. And then me and Aaron went outside, let him embraced, a big embrace, and I just like screamed, man. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was peak.
And then we got some photos.
Could be a psychopath origin story as well, but it's,
well, I've no crashed there or anything. Yeah, I'm an alright driver. I'm not great, but I'm not bad.
So what did that guy say after you were after you were like, can I hug you? Was he just like, no?
It was, see, to be fair, it was quite nice about it. Like, he was smiling and stuff like that. No, it was like, no, it's good to see something like that. Like, it was quite considerate, nice guy. And he filmed me the first time, so it kind of felt full circle. Aye, there was an air hang that like felt like something had aligned, but I can't remember what it was now.
Stars.
But aye, it was a cool moment.
Cool moment to be alive.
With your brother.
No, I don't even think about driving. You just and I mind folks saying that.
If you're hitting the lessons, I'll come to your test.
Just bear in mind, you might have to spend about $2,000 before you pass.
That's why I can't afford it, man.
It's spenny. I must have spent the grand.
Much as your insurance,
man.
well, obviously yours isn't going to be too.
Cause I'm at 25, it's not too bad, but I think it's like just there $100. Which is pretty decent for a first car. And the Picanto
is like 65.
Aye. So like, because the Picanto, it's like brilliant for like petrol, road tax, insurance. So in a few years it'll probably be quite cheap. But my credit score was terrible, so I'm paying way too much for the finance. But I will say, when I'm 30, I'll have a Picanto. I don't care, man. I like my car. It's brilliant. It gets shot on all the time. I think the seagulls must think it's a Target or something because it's red. I don't know, man. But I want to change it. It's Patricia, and it takes it 2 hours to get to 70. It's brilliant. Bye, driving, man. What a choke. Long mate's rum leak.
What was the first drive you did when you passed?
First drive. What was my first drive? The drive. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So I passed my test in October, right? It was October 4th. It was a Tuesday, I think. And I didn't get the car because my credit score was terrible. I was looking about. I was going to save, but I couldn't save because I just couldn't do it. To try and buy like a car that was quite cheap. But cheap cars on the £400 now. They're £1,000. They're £1,500, which is quite hard to save. So I was like, well, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and find a car and do it. I knew the guy that was working there because he used to stay down the street, so I got a bit of a discount. Well, it wasn't really a discount, it probably fucked me somehow. But I got the car, but I hadn't drove since October. I got the car in June, so I hadn't drove.
Jesus Christ.
And I was already a nervous driver. So Shannon's took me up, we were speaking to the guy. She's like, right, I'll get you back at the house. And I'm like, alright, I've not sat in an actual driver's seat since October. And I'm like, God. Right, what did I do? And see this Picanto, I don't know if it's like hanging. I think you've drove it, haven't you? Aye. The clutch is very sensitive. And whenever I used it, like when I was doing I was in like brand new courses when I was doing my lessons with Aaron. And the clutch, you just put up and it moves. You don't need any gas. That car, you need to actually put half the foot down before it starts moving with the clutch. Because it's, I don't know if it's Kia's or if it's because it's about, I don't know. So I stalled it 3 times just trying to get the parking lot. And see when you come at the,
Parking lot.
where the parking range, whatever, where all the cars are, and see when you the car park. well, I'm thinking it's a lot because it's where all the lot of cars are. But see when you put it's traffic lights there, a mini roundabout there. It was 5:30, and it was busy as anything, and there's cars there, so you're having to put and wait. Basically, you just have to have clutch control like a god, which I defo didn't have. So I stalled a few times. Eventually get by the traffic lights, and then I drove back to Cruz.
You were opening up a stall at the front of the parking lot.
Honestly, man, I was stalling 4 times. It was mad, man. There's actually a tiny hill at the spot at Cruz that you have to go back for there, and I stalled there a few times, man. Holy crap.
Well, you made it home in one piece.
Well, I made it back. Then I was feared to drive, so like I drive it like once a week because I was like, I don't know if I can drive, and then I just started kind of braving it, and then I kind of get used to the clutch, and now I just don't think about it.
Would have been great if you had 10 grand and could just buy one the day after you fucking.
Aye, would have been good, man. But Aaron saw my parking and that now because the Picanto's so wee.
You want to see
honestly, man.
There's certain spaces he'll get out that isn't even funny. like I just would leave the car and just like I would just gear up whatever I was doing that day with the space, and he's just like, no bother, bang, and I'm like, gonna hit that one, and then he's like, bang, gonna hit that one, and he's like, oh, it's fine.
I'm like, I've got hundreds of space.
He's
man,
like, I've got hundreds of him. He's got a fucking bit of A4 paper. It's crazy. Aye, because I'm weird about that, man. About the parking. I always get anxious in the car when he's doing it, and then he does it every time, and I'm like,
my car's like see the wee Flintstone yellow and red cars that Wayne's kick about with, man. It's about the same size as that. So some of the spaces you get in and out, man, it is quite good. But who knows what's going to happen when I get a car. Let's see if I ended up with like a Corsa or something like that's a bit longer. Right. If I ended up with like a BMW or something, man, it's like twice the length, I would struggle.
No, you'd be cooked, man. You'd be hitting everything, man.
Oh, I would, man. Bye.
Peak.
Driver's class.
Do you want to go in your
I'll just, whilst we're on the calls anyway, right, so this is just an impromptu choke of the week because there's a couple of wee funny tidbits that go with this. So this is my first car I passed when I was 19? I think I'd just turned 19. And I passed, it was just at the winter, because it was like my birthday. I had saved up like, I think maybe like £700 or something, and I hit up my stepdad and I was like, you be able to get me a car for 700? He's like, probably, like, I'll ask a bit. And that it was, I've got this banger of a car for you, like, it's fucking great, man. Like, and I'm like, alright. And he's like, it's got like, I think at the time it had 45,000 miles, which is pretty good, and I got it for like 700, maybe 750 it was, 130 quid a month insurance. Anyway, 05 plate, I think it was DV05 SV something, fuck knows, in case you want to check it. You could search it. But it was an 05 Silver Clio, just like your plain bog standard. It looked like the old shape fucking Corsas, like the circle ones that looked like a bit of Jew, like one of them. So an 05 plate Clio, I got it. The first drive I had today was for Livingston to Kelly, and I actually went pretty fine. I just tailed fucking my stepdad. That was fine. So for $700, right? So like you're looking to get like, I don't know, maybe a year out of it. I got about 4 years out of this fucking man. Like I ran this thing into the ground. Every year, so one of the things that happened, and it happens now still, and it's every single fucking bastard car I've ever had, MOT in January, every fucking year. When I'm the most skint, when I'm the most depressed, every year, and I avoid it every year up until the last minute, and I done it then, and I do it now, and it's fucking terrible, and I hate it. But anyway, a couple of tidbits about the fucking Clio. So after about 2 years, I was working in Tesco, and it was the winter again. The MOT was during like 2 months, and something started happening where I would go to drive and the back wheels wouldn't move.
I love that.
They were so like much. They were locked in position, like the wheels. So like it would like kick forward, but it would be like as if the handbrake was on, but the handbrake wasn't on. So what you had today, I discovered, was like, I said to my stepdad, and he would get pure anxious about it because he was the one that sorted the car as if it was his problem, whatever. He was like, I know. Take this, and it was a big fucking mallet, and he was like, take the wheel off on the right hand side and just bang
the brake drum.
So every time the temperature dropped to like 5 degrees or less, we all live in Scotland, right? Like,
So it's basically every day in January.
basically every day for like 4 months, I had to jack up my motor, take the wheel off, bang the drum so that it could drive for about 24 hours, and then I had to do it every day after every fucking shift for months. And I just done it, like, because that's that thing like you're saying about like me coming along. There's certain things that I'd rather just do the thing that I know, and I'll keep going with it. So that was one thing. I think eventually I maybe got that fixed. Don't know, can't really remember. In fact, no, I didn't, because it eventually at boiling point. Boiling point was when it stopped working. But before that, what happened was the driver's side window just fell through like the glass. So, and what I had to do was like get my wee mitts in down the side and try and grab the glass, or use a bit of sellotape and like line it down until it's stuck and pull it to get the tension, and pull it up and stick it up, and then I use masking tape to hold the window. But when it got wet or cold, it would fucking fall down again. So I wasn't only dealing with fucking like obviously the wheels no turning in a car. I was also dealing with like the elements hitting my face every time I drove. So it was all heating up, building up. This car, by the way, drove me all the way to fucking like Inverness there and back multiple times. It done well. It was fucking quite slow and kind of shite, but like it done me good.
I'm sure it got us to Edinburgh when we went out to see Brown Man. It's seen the sights, man.
It done fucking like for like 700 quid. It done really well. And the final call, and the reason Bradley said about abandon being the nickname, was that one time, just a random day, I went to the shops at Belfield. It was
the blue one, but that was the next one.
The blue one was the one that got picked up because I didn't pay it. Mine they came and actually lifted it for Bamboo Road, because this was before Bamboo Road. The Clio.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was the blue one that was at Belfield.
No,
I'm sure it was the blue one.
100%, because the blue one was on finance. So it was.
Aye.
Do you mind I got finance? It was when I was working in office shoes, and it was during lockdown.
Aye.
And then I didn't pay it because I didn't have a job, because I got sacked because we were watching Game of Thrones. So they came and took it because they were like doing an uplift thing, but the exhaust had fell off that blue one and that.
What's that? So did you have two blue Clios?
No, I had one blue Clio and I had a silver Clio. The silver Clio is the one that got left at Belfield shops.
Defo.
100%.
That's me.
Because I remember it as the blue one being left at the shops.
Because the blue one's the one we would drive to the Milton in.
Aye.
Minding me, we would go and smoke a J during COVID.
Aye.
And like that, I only had it for like 4 months. So I did. Aye. 100%. Aye. So anyway, the silver Clio. Are you still unsure?
No, in my head it was the blue one, but
Aye. No, because I got the blue one like December 2019. This would have happened in like 2018 or something. Like early 2018. So it would have been before. Anyway,
aye.
Right, so the silver Clio, anyway, parked at the Belfield shops, went into the shops, came out, the window had fell down again, and the fucking wheels wouldn't turn. So I'm in, obviously, a car park, you know very well. I'm in a car park which has air cores in it, and I ripped the wheel off, started banging fuck out of it, but it was pure busy. Put the wheel back on, try and drive, didn't work, done it again, like 4 times. Every cunt was like, what the fuck's it? And I was like, do you know what? Lock the car, and then I just left. So the window was down. I never, and I mean it, went back to that car. I just left it there. Like it just got left. So I accepted that day that it didn't move, that I didn't have a car anymore. And it just got left at the shops. This is my avoidant nature. This is what happens. It's terrible. It's horrendous. But I just left it at the shops. So I was like, right, fuck it. I would tell cunts, my car's stuck at the shops. I think maybe like Graham went out and checked it and whatever, and they tried. Aye. Couldn't get it to move. So everybody was like, oh, you just need to get somebody to come and lift it then, scrap it. You'll maybe get they'll probably whatever. And I was do I really want to phone a scrapyard? Do I really want to? So I basically dilly-dallied for 3 months on phoning a scrapyard. And I didn't phone a scrapyard. I didn't phone them because I was just like, what if they want me to pay money? I'm skint. I don't have money to pay for a hingy. So I didn't, and then one day, like, I went into my mum's and she was like, the police were here about your motor. And I was like, what? And then you're like, I know, they came to ask what the fuck's happening, so you need to phone and do the uplift thing. And I was like, right. And I didn't do it for like 2 weeks, and then my mum was like, right, what's happening? I was like, I'm got to phone the cunts, obviously.
14 days.
And she was like, no, right, that's it, right. And she phoned them, and I mean, within half an hour, the car had been picked up for nothing. It was scrapped, and they didn't charge anything. They just came and got the car. Half an hour, and I let that anxiety kill me for 4 months. Like, every waking minute of every day, I was like, that calls at that shop. Crazy stuff. And then, like, that's it was so cracked, man.
Mental, man. That's like something I would do. I wouldn't even associate that level of anxiety with you. That's like something that I do with shit all the time.
It's been it's like, but it's because I can, like, see if somebody was to ask me during that time, I would say, aye, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just really good at pretending I'm unaffected by things, but I'm actually inside, like, battering myself, like beating myself black and blue at things. But externally, I'm like, I know everything's fine, it's chill, I don't care. But I actually do.
Neglecting the tasks.
Neglecting tasks. That's it. I should have just fucking done the dishes. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's it. Just do the dishes.
R.I.P. to that.
But that corn, man, fuck knows. It's probably in a metal cube somewhere, getting played with by Wally. So that's my choke of the week. That Cleo, GBNF, R.I.P.
It was a
It was a choke. It was like the car of my youth. So that's like that was peak. And I think don't know if my Kev would have got a ride in it, but everybody else
it was
would have got a taste. It was breezy.
That windy, man.
Smoking fags through it, man. Oh.
But don't even need to put the window down, man, because it's already filled on the side.
Like if it was summer, good. If it was winter, fuck.
It was terrible, man. And you're like, you'd be driving, you'd have it up, and you're like, you could hear it, like, and then you're like, it's gonna go, man. I'm gonna get soaked. Bang. Terrible. Right, I'm passing it to Jay for choke of the week, for his choke, for his philosopher.
We'll bring it to something fucking.
And that'll wrap us.
So, I was going to say last week, but no, last episode, which at this point seems to be like a year ago, I was saying, oh, fuck all these guys that are going to just want me, as if there's some guys out there that want me to do this, that just want me to talk about fucking Greek guys with long hair and that sit with togas on and do all that shit. Mm-hmm. And then I goes, no, okay, what, fuck you, I'm doing what I want to do, and then fuck it if you think I'm Disney just making Little Mermaid, nobody, a little white person with ginger hair, you know what I mean? So I'm saying all that to say, so last time it was that guy for fucking whatever BC in China. And so I'd be keen to kind of go around the globe and see what else is going on around the world. So I'm no just fucking, because you could do Greeks all day.
They're kind of renowned.
So I don't even know. I hadn't heard of this one before. And so I was like, do you know what? Fuck it, let's do it, right? I'll name, which this is a mouthful, Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz. She's from Mexico. Mexico in the 1600s, and the wasn't called Mexico, was called New Spain.
I'm surprised women were allowed to write.
Well,
then.
Well,
to be fair.
Well, let me tell you, no, they fucking weren't there. So she taught herself Latin when she was 7. Like, well, I don't know if she taught herself Latin when she was 7 or she started wanting to learn Latin when she was 7. But basically, she had to do it in secret because it was like, well, you can't be fucking writing Latin and reading philosophy and all that. You're a woman, like, what the fuck
you're meant to be a homemaker.
To try and get into uni, she had to she begged her family to let her like dress as a guy just so she could get into uni, and they were like, no, you're not fucking doing that, man. Like, what?
That's
so
crazy.
She was like OG,
different worlds, man.
1600s, and she's wanted to do some OG cross dressing.
Yeah.
So basically, she was in like a fucking, I can't remember what the chat was. She was in like something like, is it a convent where it's like your nuns and shit like that. So she was in that, and basically, but all the priests and that used to fucking hate her because she used to write things like dissing all the guys, and they were like, you can't be fucking writing about philosophy and about feminism stuff and all that. So wait to hear this, right? She was a philosopher, a poet, a playwright, a mathematician, an astronomer, and a theologian. theology in. And she also used to do experimentation, including documenting eclipses and using astrolabes. What are astrolabes? I don't
Fuck
really know.
knows, man.
But
Sounds cool.
Aye,
Sounds cool,
sounds fucking cool anyway.
Sounds
basically,
wrecked.
basically everything she wrote about was like fuck guys.
Aye, well,
That was a-
naturally.
Something
Aye,
I'll get behind.
That was
If I was a woman-
Our philosophy was fuck guys. So she wrote a poem called Hombros Nietzscheus, which is foolish men. And she also she basically was like a critic of the fucking church while she was in it, like about bishops and all that, saying yous are fucking ruining the world, fucking men are just running everything, yous are shite, ruining
See,
yous.
their time, man.
I know, and they basically had to like, she had to like sign a document of silence and had to like stop selling books and stop writing and all that, but she would do it in secret in like this library, reading all these books and all that.
Choke.
Fair play,
Aye,
Dela
she's gonna
Cruz,
fuck-
man.
And the way she died and all was, there was like a plague outbreak, and she was like obviously she was like a nun, and she was like looking after elderly nuns and old folk like the full time this plague was happening, and then she eventually just died of the plague because she hung about all the old
Aye,
folk that
she
were
was
fucked with
there.
and all that. So I don't know, man. I think I've maybe got a couple of other things written down. Apparently there's a Mexican miniseries on Netflix about her. If
Is there?
anybody's fucking out here looking for
I wouldn't mind like a dramatic
Aye, it sounds
retelling of
pretty
that
cool.
story.
So what was, did she have like a, well, obviously other than fuck men, but did she have like a specific like philosophy, like an actual like specific outlook on?
I think a lot of her stuff was to do with it was more sort of like a feminist theory stuff.
Right,
Aye.
okay.
So it was all to do about like
Oppression.
like
That
women
kind.
should have education, like
Because obviously then that would have been like
Oh, that would have been
the
groundbreaking,
most
aye.
outlandish shit.
Aye.
aye.
Like-
So that's the so would that have been
Do you think
like,
she
as
was like
crazy
the first of her kind,
really
like first
know,
the
man.
first feminist? There
Can't-
probably will have been ones before, but
There
Aye.
must have been, because like
Aye. It's
like
probably been going for a while. I don't-
women have been birthing every guy forever,
Aye.
so I'm sure some of them had opinions. Do you know what I mean?
one of the quotes, I don't know if that, this is in a letter, she called out one of the bishops for trying to like get her to sign that silence agreement, and her quote was, "Foolish men who accuse women without seeing you're the cause of what you blame." Damn.
Shit.
cold.
We love a Mexican queen.
Cold.
She also, even though she was a nun, she was like, I think we should use like reason and stuff when we're like interpreting like our philosophies and our religions and all that, instead of just blindly like
Aye,
following
following.
religion. And that. Like
Aye.
you should be able to like look at it and like reason with it and shit, rather than just like, oh, I'm just going to do this because fucking everybody else is doing this shit like that. So
We like that.
I
Defo.
think I think probably what it is because she's more like a kind of like, she isn't like a philosopher in the sense of like she's wrote all these books and they're like all these big like
It's all about
sweeping
different
sort
ways of thinking,
Aye.
or ways to look at the world. It's like
She
actual.
probably didn't fucking have the privilege to do that, so
Aye.
that's
because she had
aye.
to fucking scrimp and try and
Aye.
fucking
What
read
in the
all these
shadows
mad
a wee
books.
bit.
Aye, what in the shadows.
Aye.
So the fact she was like a poet and she made music and all that shit and all. I think what's the word called where somebody does it? Is it polymath? Is that what it is? Polymath?
Polymath sounds.
There's definitely a word for somebody that can do all
Lots of
these
stuff.
different things, and they don't just stick to like one sort of thing. So
One discipline.
I maybe I'm slightly cheating by putting her in, but then I'm only cheating if you think philosophers are like this
Aye,
one
needs
thing,
to be.
so-
Aye.
But I was like,
Then we're the men that she's fucking speaking about. We're going, no,
exactly.
we're Socrates, man.
And I was like, I was reading about it and I was like, do you know what? Maybe on the eye she doesn't have all that daft shit that air guy had, but I was like, do you know what? The fact that I can like, this sounds like, I can tick it off. Is this we're trying to tick off a list of fucking folk? we can
Who
get
are
in here?
read Disney?
Aye. But like I was like, do you know what? It's good to be able to speak about a woman dating the 1600s as well, after we done that guy that was BC, and for it to be South America as well. 'cause
Aye,
obviously,
defo.
like, you'd fucking, well, I mean, Mexico was called New Spain, so you've got all that underlying shit there, and the fact she was like a nun and all that stuff, and she died with the plague, like.
An interesting cunt, anyway.
Definitely, man.
So-
lived a life.
Fuck knows. I will try and make my way around the earth. I'll need to find a Scottish guy.
Has to be something.
No, they'll be hunters. I'll need to find I'll need to do a Scottish guy probably at some point. I'll probably need to find somebody African, I know. and then that'll kind of we'll be able to get the whole world fucking chiming in on it.
Wonder
but
if there's any Inuit philosophers.
oh man, I want because there might be some fucking bizarro ones that just nobody really talks about too much. But anyway, that's fucking what's her name? Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz.
Joke, man. Get
So
her
good
Googled.
they had to name her 20 times.
Is De La Cruz not a place in Mexico? No matter, don't shit.
Don't know, man.
Well, there is
Maybe.
Cruz, aye. There is a place called Cruz, but I
Is De La Cruz just
Cruz
like
Azul's their team in it.
a common
Aye.
second name or something? Is that a second name?
De La Cruz is quite a popular.
Aye, was
second
Rocky
name.
Santa de la Cruz.
I think when you said De La Cruz, it was like, I feel like I've heard that a few times.
It's probably like an apartment building in fucking Benidorm.
De La Cruz. I probably remember it for being about 9.
Right beside the Flamingo Hotel. That's a real one.
Anyway,
De La
aye,
Cruz
so,
apartments,
aye.
100%.
Oh, definitely.
Aye. No, aye. Search that, there will be, aye. 100%.
There's like 10 baseball players with the second name De La Cruz, all for the Dominican Republic. 100%.
Fucking joke.
It's a bad popular second name. It's like, I don't know, like Robertson in Scotland. It's like one of those ones. It's like not Smith, but it's up there.
Up
Get what I mean?
there.
Fair enough.
Nah, what I mean.
I will quickly finish as well. She had one of the. I think I don't know if it was for a woman or if it was just at the time or what, but she had like one of the biggest personal libraries in the world.
Aye.
Because she must have had to like fucking
Aye,
work in
fin
the
her way
shadows.
to get.
Fin all these fucking. But I'm sure it was something daft. Like she had like 4,000 books or something. Aye, she was just wanting to read everything she fucking could.
She was cooking.
Fair
So the
play,
fact, I
man.
think it's kind of cool that 1600s, she was a nun, but she
Aye.
wasn't doing this. She wasn't wanting to fit into this atypical nun box that folk were
No,
trying
aye.
to fit into. Like, you just fucking keep quiet and
She's trying to
preach
fire
the
in,
Lord's word.
create her own path.
That's
So aye,
joke.
let's go.
That's peak.
Makes
Right.
sense.
Well, I think it's been good.
Aye,
I think it's been
real.
good. At least names are rough. Like
No,
that's-
they
it's,
toast.
it's
Fuck, man.
played into good energy. So hopefully, cunts, if you've been watching or listening, it's been decent on the lugs.
Or
You've
chugging.
enjoyed it. Or chugging.
Doing podcast.
Eh,
We don't like getting about that, but
I mean, let us know if you want in the comments. But we will be back and we'll make sure it's next week. Right.
we're no making any
Aye.
promises are here.
We're going to try our fucking best that it's next week. So.
We're gonna try fucking best because we need it.
Aye, we need it. So anyway, fucking bon apple tats, man. Right?
Aye.
Oh, fucking
Bonsoir.
we will get yous much love.
Arrivederci.
Aye, all that part. Right.
Bye.